3 new dark side characters. We're going to do a kit reveal today. We've got the Wampa, Colonel Starck, and the one that I'm really excited about, the Probe Droid. All of these are from Empire Strikes Back, and what's even more interesting is how the characters are acquired. The Wampa shards are acquired through Territory Wars. Now, last week they announced a beta. I have played in the beta and I have recorded a video, so be sure to check that video when it comes out. And then also, we're looking at the kits of these characters, and we're looking at beta footage that is subject to change. I really won't know if they're good or not until I get them in my test account, so be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. As soon as I have access to play these characters and make videos about them, you're going to want to check that out. But for today, we're just going to look at the kits. Now, this guy is a dark side attacker. Of course, he's at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back, and his basic attack is called Womp. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict damage over time for 2 turns. Now, I'm going to tell you, this guy probably stacks really well with Darth Vader. If the target was exposed or staggered, stun them for 1 turn. If the target was debuffed, gain 20% turn meter. If Wampa isn't debuffed, gain 20% turn meter. This attack can't be evaded. It'll go through foresight. This attack has 100% offense against rebel targets. I'm imagining that this guy's going to be a total beast inside of dark side territory battles. Who knows when that'll come. His special ability 1 is called Icebreaker. Dispel all debuffs on Wampa, deal physical damage to all enemies, and daze them for 2 turns. And daze is a fantastic mechanic. Prevents counterattacks, prevents assists, and prevents turn meter gain. Wampa gains protection up 150% until the next time this ability is used, which can't be dispelled or prevented. I think that's very interesting. Special ability 2, Furious Foe. Inflict healing immunity on all enemies for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. Wampa gains 35% accuracy, 35% critical chance, and 35% offense stacking. For the rest of the encounter, Wampa gains 15% turn meter for each defeated ally in each active enemy. So, boy, this goes really quick. He gets lots of turn meter. This ability starts on cooldown with a cooldown of 4. Boy, his damage really ramps up, especially with a Darth Vader leadership and all of those damage over time. Unique ability, Howling Rage. While Wampa has protection up, it has a 20% counter chance, 50% offense, and 50% tenacity. And then his second unique ability, Cornered Beast. Wampa has 50% counter chance. Wampa has a 10% counter chance, 5% heal steal, and 5% offense for each damage over time effect on each enemy. Look at these damage right here. 5% offense for each damage over time. You can get like 20 of those out there with Darth Vader. Also notice there they got the little annotation on the damage over time with a little number. Don't know if that's coming in the next patch, but boy, that'd be so much nicer than just having them run across the entire screen. Let's go to Colonel Starck. Colonel Starck was also in Empire Strikes Back. He's Dark Side Empire Imperial Trooper support. Boy, there might be some uses for Imperial Trooper. His basic ability is called Debilitating Shot. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict defense down for 2 turns. If the target was already debuffed, deal double damage. Special 1, scan all wavelengths. Empire allies gain critical chance up and critical damage up for 3 turns. Starck gains 5% turn meter for each Empire ally and each rebel enemy. Boy, that's almost 100% turn meter if you look at the way it goes here, if you're going up against rebels. Special 2, Blizzard for Barrage. Now, this has a cooldown of 8. Deal physical damage to all enemies with a 50% chance to stagger them. Dispel all buffs on this primary target. For each active Imperial Trooper ally, deal 10% more damage and reduce the cooldown of this ability by 1. So if you're running it with a bunch of Imperial troops, it's going to be going very quickly. His unique is Imperial Intelligence. At the end of his turn, Starck recovers 7% health and 3% protection, and removes 1% turn meter for all enemies and each active Empire ally. And this is doubled for Imperial troop allies, while Starck is active. Imperial troopers have 50 armor protection. Now, let's go to the one that I'm really excited about, which is the Imperial Probe Droid. And this shards are available in the dark side territory battles. Boy, hopefully this stuff is all coming out soon. But he is dark side Empire droid support. Boy, we have not had a dark side droid since B2. Pretty excited about this guy. Of course, we got to see and play against him inside of the light side territory battles on Hoth. His basic attack is precision blasters. Deal physical damage to target enemy with an 80% chance to expose them for 2 turns. His special one, detect. Dispel all buffs on enemies with a 75% chance to inflict target lock for 2 turns. Then remove 5% turn meter from all target locked enemies. This attack can't be evaded. Boy, I think this is going to be very good. Now, this is the thing. When they have target lock, I'm going to read his unique ability. Imperial Droid has 50% max health at the end of each droid ally turn, at the end of each Empire ally turn, and at the end of each Rebel enemy turn. Imperial Droid gains 3% turn meter. And this is the key thing about that target lock mechanic. While Imperial Probe Droid is active, target locked enemies can't gain buffs and have minus 25% evasion. So that target lock, while the probe droid is alive, is basically buff immunity. I think that is amazing. Special 2 is self-destruct. That's right, he explodes and he deals massive damage. Look at the damage on this. Imperial Probe Droid instantly defeats itself and can't be revived. Deal massive damage to target enemy, which is 99,000 damage. Deal physical damage to enemies equal to 30% of their max health. Expose all target locked enemies for 2 turns. This attack can't be evaded. And while Imperial Probe Droid has full health or has no active allies, this ability cannot be activated. And this cooldown of this ability is set to 1 and can't be reduced. So his health has to go below 100%, and he can't be alone for this ability to trigger. I think all of this is very, very, very cool. We will see how this goes. Take a look at this battle right here where we're using 3 of these heroes all at the same time. So look at this. We've got Darth Vader Lead, Sword Trooper, Imperial Probe Droid, Starck, and Wampa. And if you can see that above the damage over time on my team right now, you can see the numbers of 3 and 4. Hopefully that mechanic comes into play. Check that out. The Wampa right there was able to stun the Sith Trooper because of the exposed mechanic being on him. Blizzard is going to come through right here. He says it has reusable in 8 turns. So this team only has 1 trooper, the Sword Trooper. There's not a lot of synergy. I don't think that guy would be on many teams other than a trooper team. Right here, we're going to put target lock on them, which is basically buff immunity. So that is pretty good to be on the Sith Trooper because he can be pretty annoying. Damage over time with Darth Vader is very, very good. I think Wampa makes a lot of sense to be used on a team with Darth Vader because of getting all that extra damage from Darth Vader. Sword Trooper right here is going to go and give everybody some health. Lots of fun. We're going to have to find out what these teams do and how to work and how to get them as efficient as possible. But I just think there's a lot of opportunity, and I can see them being used a lot in territory battles, the dark side. And that's the reason why I think we've been getting so many dark side heroes all the way back from 3 new Night Sisters. Then we got 2 characters from the Last Jedi movie that's coming out. And now we get 3 from The Empire Strikes Back. So I'm pretty excited about these 3, especially the Probe Droid. Just being able to kill and one-shot somebody with massive damage. Target lock ability, giving buff immunity to everybody, and dispelling the other team seems fairly useful. I hope this guy can make it onto a droid team. We will see. I bet you he's going to play pretty well on defense. Okay. Really appreciate everybody liking this video today. And if you did like this video, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting an 8-star The Force action figure. This is not a scam. All jokes aside, really appreciate all the support I've been getting lately. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.